Before we get into the topic of Antarctica, deception, and can you handle the truth, I strongly recommend that you study and research photography, video editing, CGI, and animation. This will help provide logic and understanding on how people are deceived when it comes to animation, pictures, and video. The following article are composites of my thoughts and frustrations with they who are seeking the truth. There are elite people on this planet who have a great amount of money, who are able to try out their truth of the real world. The rest of us are waiting. In my case, I was chosen because of high interaction with extraterrestrials. Can't go into detail about that, but that's just the truth. These are not the type of extraterrestrials you've been taught. The extraterrestrials I've dealt with are human. Bottom line. With the exception of a few of us, or maybe perhaps more, we know the truth, but the rest of the world are led to believe what they've taught. Antarctica. We need to understand what's going on. The Earth is enclosed in a translucent material. Everything about every elite family who has the truth, for whatever reason, has decided to not reveal the truth to you, but rather deal with it themselves and keep you in this enclosure of deception. The whole situation of oil drilling is a face value, is for oil. But the truth is, the space program, oil drilling, military, are all bent and directed to one goal: getting out of the dome. Most of the oil drilling in the deep sea is not to drill for oil, but to drill through the super translucent material. They run into obstacles. The oil that comes out is because the fuel that's provided to give us hot springs and volcanoes utilized with oil. The oil is there to deter also they who seek freedom from the dome. And this is why you have the oil spills. Sometimes have oil spills in the deep sea. It's because there's a frantic desire to get out of the dome. These are the very, very wealthy are trying this. That's the whole deal with the space programs, the rockets, and the nuclear bombs and the stealth fighters. It's all an attempt to get out of the dome. For some strange reason, some of us have access to get out, but for the most part, we are all in a prison. In my case, I now question why. I know I come back because of family and because of love and because I'm seeking for quote-unquote God to do things. But even in my case, why did I come back? Why did I agree to only remember certain things and forget other things? Was this hypnosis? We have to just face the true facts that the real world is hidden in plain sight. The whole thing about Antarctica is people's attempt to find the truth about the geographical location of our continents and planet, and our locations of different locations on the planet Earth and the continents. The truth is, we need to face the entire truth, is that the entire planet is built upon a lie. No one has true, absolute, physical, clear, high definition video and true camera footage or pictures that display the truth. No one has the absolute physical shape of the Earth, much less the location of Antarctica. And so after this, you will hear me 3 different recordings combined, and I will express my opinions and thoughts and absolute understanding of Antarctica. But in a nutshell, people are seeking the truth. Unfortunately, many are losing their lives. Well, I shouldn't say many. A few are losing their lives. Um, the Sky Watchers and the Skywalkers will detain you, deter you, or destroy you, or all of the above. This is the absolute truth. We are truly inside of a realistic biological matrix which is overlaid by an electronical matrix. We have a biological existence which is overlaid by an electronical matrix. This is the obvious answer. The earth is hidden in plain sight. It's hidden through the use of our military force and by the utilization of various types of elements which are used, and I will name a few. Clouds, fire, wind, believe it or not, earth, wind, and fire is how they deter us. Isn't that crazy? And it's not done by a magical genie or a god. It's done by humans who have access to technology. And the plasma energy, which is calibrated and orchestrated through the use of magnetic field generated through the satellite dishes and electricity, which produces a magnetic field within the earth. This is another way they stop you. It is as if the whole world is enslaved. Where is Antarctica? What is Antarctica? Let's stop for a moment and reflect the history of man. We have taken actual physical evidence and construed it to videos and pictures and diagrams. This is an invert, unintentional, or intentional format of deception. Unless it is in high definition, real time, from one point to the other point, with all the view shots and angles that are necessary to get to the point, to Antarctica, we must all conclude that dissimulation and deception is at hand. When it comes to this place you are seeking, you will find that there are lies upon lies upon lies. As a matter of fact, the planet Earth itself is hidden in plain view. This is truly the Matrix. Even myself, I don't have video because I haven't gone there, and I have no intentions on going to Antarctica. Not at this point. However, I do have acquaintance, and, well, the truth is, when you find the true Antarctica, you won't find ice walls. The people who are showing these videos are not credible. Where is Antarctica? You mean to tell me that you trust the videos that you've been given and provided, even the pictures which are in high definition? Let's look at the angles. One, we are starting in a location. We have no idea where we are when we start in those locations, and we're taking pictures 360 degrees of icebergs and different types of ice walls. But if you look at some of those videos and pictures really closely, you will see mountains behind those pictures, because the truth is they are also giving you deception. Antarctica is not there. Don't just take my word for it. Go yourselves. And when you get to the true Antarctica, you will be met by military and secret ops who will either deter you or destroy you or detain you. One of the three. And this is what's going to happen. Antarctica is not surrounded by ice walls. We want high definition video, but there will be obstacles and there will be a challenge there because of the Sky Watchers. There are two people, the Sky Watchers and the Skywalkers. The Sky Watchers are they who have the satellite dishes and computer technology and sonar and radar, utilizing these satellite dishes and they watch the skies continually for all activity, no matter what activity. And then you have the sky walkers, and these are the ones who fly their various types of airplanes and airships, and they will spray chemtrails. And then what would this do? This will provide a blanket immediately to cover the truth. Why is the governments around the world, why are the governments around the world in a combined effort blocking our visuals of the land? Have you ever thought about that? For you people who believe that in the beginning there was snow and God created snow, we have some discrepancies here. It is clear, hard physical evidence that the intervention of man around the world spray various types of freon agents and chemicals which provide winter. And this is done in a joint effort around the world. This is why it is cold. Until we absolutely take away those factors, we cannot conclude that there's even a winter. I am trying to get you to open your eyes to the real truth, the full truth, and everything in perspective, the holistic viewpoint. You are on to it. You are beginning to get it, but you are still construing yourself to animations and video. You can't truly understand what the world is and how the world exists until you're able to get a real-time visual of the world. It doesn't matter how intelligent and how smart a person is. Until you actually have dared and have done it, you truly don't have a full understanding. This is my stance, and this is where I will stand because of the situation of my ability and access to being able to leave this planet. Let's go back to the arguments of Antarctica. Everyone is providing videos about Antarctica, but no one has provided true raw footage. Let's say fly from Washington D.C. in low altitude, get permission. It doesn't take that much money, and you have an airship with extra tanks to provide the jet fuel. It would be advisable to use a helicopter. This would take an amount of time, so you want one of the larger airships, which is basically supplied with enough fuel. I know what you're going to run into. You're going to run into air defense, and they're going to spray the chemtrails, and your visuals are going to be made low. That will give you immense fog, even with your instruments, which are directed to go one way. Not too long ago, I was in a location, and it was demonstrated to me technology which stopped all my instruments. My compasses, everything I had didn't work because of the magnetic field that was created there. I would like to go into detail of exactly where I was at. I was on a high elevation in the state of California, and the technology was demonstrated to me, and so I had absolutely no idea what direction north was, because that compass and all those instruments, all of them, everything I used was blocked. And then eventually the visual was blocked, but we did have clear visual, and there was a machine there. I will not explain exactly what the machine is, or it could have been a life form, and it stopped all our instruments. So you can't handle the truth right now, but the truth is the geographical location of the earth is based upon lies and illusions. This entire planet, no one has absolute, clear, hard physical evidence of the shape of Earth, bar none, much less the location of Antarctica. But I want to just tell you the truth, okay? When you provide these pictures, look at the angles. They're from a low perspective, then the high angles. You're not giving us high definition of the widescreen shot that will give us a visual, at least a good 20-mile radius, right? Where we can see if there's mountains or any types of other terraforms there, so we can conclude that yes, this is the truth. As a matter of fact, This has been a joint effort by Black Ops and our secret militaries because people have been asking questions. Where's Antarctica? And we have some millionaires who have made attempts to even fly and go to these places. Some of them have been taken to Antarctica. See, I'm telling you inside information. And you people who are on the internet, you're still falling for this hypnosis thing. I see you have your charts and you have it down. You can't understand the world fully by looking at a chart. I have some of the greatest minds and scientists in the world who have attempted this, even on a regular scale, on just getting something as easy as a shuttle from one location to another. It just didn't work. From all the scientists in the world and the brilliant minds, we still have to make adjustments when it came to the actual physical geographical locations. It's just not. It makes some sense. It does give you a generalization, but it's not just the full, hard, clear evidence. We have to utilize all our senses, not just the sense of the mind. We have to have smell, touch, taste, and we have to have hearing, and we have to be able to see these things in real, high, clear definition. This is the bottom line. We need to fly from one point to that point where they call Antarctica to put a hush to everyone who are saying this and that. Stop putting words in the mouths of intelligence when intelligence has said nothing. I am not upset at you. I am upset at the fact that our human race has been dumbed down and we fall for the easiest mind trick of all. The old hypnotic trance, taking one's eyes off the real clear and hard physical evidence and distracting them to create illusions on videos, pictures, and high definition videos which are in the location that does not prove that it is Antarctica. There are too many loopholes here. Antarctica. You need to have an airship that flies in high definition under the clouds and under the chemtrail springs and in clear high definition. So you need permission, but they're not going to let you do this. So if you go by ship, you make sure your instruments are working correctly, and they're not going to let you go to Antarctica. Why? Why? Why do you say that Antarctica is not what people say? Because it isn't. Trust me, it's just not. You have to disprove me. And you say, well, prove it. No one's proven anything. That's the whole problem. All of us are liars. Everyone, all reality, across the board, we're deceived. All of us. Whether you believe in God or don't believe in God, it doesn't matter. We are all full of deception. And this is the bottom line. You want to get out of the dome? Well, you want to get to the edges? When you get there, you're going to see a high, I was going to say high definition. You're going to see a clear, translucent material, and it's very, very solid, and you will not be able to get through that. You just won't. It's a super translucent material, and this is what you're going to find on the edges of the earth. Antarctica, the ice walls are not there. The ice walls are there in the North Pole, and they are there in Alaska. The ice walls are not in Antarctica. I'm telling you this, and I'm telling you this because you need to open your mind a little better. Look at the angles of the camera shots, and the military has been providing high definition video of Alaska. And they have been providing high definition video of the North Pole, not Antarctica. This is a staged event of deception. Believe it or not, Antarctica does not exist. On the edges of the world is a hard, translucent superdome, bar none. This is the answer. You are dealing with deception on all levels. Whether you are an evolutionist, an atheist, and a believer, and an absolute creator, all three, all of the above, have been lied to on every level. Unless it is in real time, clear, hard physical evidence, you must conclude that is intentional or unintentional deception. Let's talk about Antarctica. What is Antarctica? Where is Antarctica? Let's stop. You will not believe this, but it is the truth. We have been programmed to believe they who run the machine and the technologies and the educational systems. We have taken real-time, high-definition video and taken it as God. We haven't considered to go to places ourselves, with the exception of the things by which we've given access to. The truth is, you will not be given access to get to the dome, not the edges. The top of the dome, you can't get there. The bottom of the dome, however, there is ways around it, since the government are not able to survey everything. With some exceptions, they are able to monitor activities through sound waves and seismic waves, which are bounced off the dome for activities which are unusual activities to go investigate. Still, you can most likely get away with a covert operation with a couple $100,000 drilling machines and deep diving submarines, and there's a possibility that you can get away with finding the bottom of the dome, but the edges you will not be given, and your visuals will be taken away. Even if you fly a helicopter with twin blades with enough fuel to get from Washington D.C. to Antarctica, the true Antarctica, you will not discover ice walls. What you're going to do, you're going to be deterred, detained, or destroyed. One of the three. And what you would find if you did get there is a translucent material. And so you have to be careful your airship don't run into the dome itself. And this is just the bottom line. The videos that are provided were provided by the military. Hint, hint. Think about it. Think for yourself. Those videos only show you like scenes. They show you right in the middle of a scene. You didn't get clear high definition video. And even if you go with videos yourself, not to say that you shouldn't try. When you get visuals, when you start to fly, you're going to fly from Washington D.C. to Antarctica, wherever that's supposed to be, south away from the Earth, whatever that direction would be. You're going to fly under the clouds. You're not going to get permission to fly under the clouds. You have to fly above the clouds. Okay, so your instruments are going to work, or will they? When you get so far, if they don't use the satellite dishes against you, and there's another machine I will not mention, what it does is it stops your compass, and so you have to rely basically on the sun and where the location of the sun is, and you go in the opposite direction. You use gyroscopes. Well, they're going to be magnetized, and they will not work with the mercury. It will be energized, and a magnetic field will be created, and your instruments will stop, literally. This is what happened in my case, and I will not go into details about it. I was in a location in the state of California, and I was quite baffled. I was impressed, but I wasn't. I understood clearly that technology is here to tease us. The world is truly in a matrix. It's a biological matrix, it's an actual matrix, and it's also a computer-generated matrix. They both are combined and work together. The 3D and 4D realities are there as a one source, well, two sources, but as one entity. The third and fourth dimension are working together simultaneously to provide illusions, both biologically and electronically. And so basically, when you fly lower in the clouds, they're going to send the sky watchers going to find you, and they're going to send airships with spray chemtrails. And what's going to happen, these airships are really fast, and when I say airships, I mean airplanes, different types of jets and jet planes and stealth fighters, and they're going to spray the chemtrails, and your visual is going to become foggy. Even in low elevation, you won't even get a visual, a clear visual, to get from one point to the other. This is what you're going to face. And for you guys who are have your own islands and you're very wealthy and you really want to know the truth, the ones who've asked me for advice and help, the ones who've already been through this, that are still alive, you've run into this obstacle. They're going to stop you. And so the question is, why is the governments and the secret allies of our world hiding this from you? Can you handle the truth? Again, there is no clear, hard physical evidence of the geographical location or shape of the planet Earth, bar none. Everything has been provided on illustration by pictures and videos, and even carved illustrations, various types. There are some videos which are performed and provided, but not a clear, high-definition video footage of the actual geographical location and shape of the Earth. And there are factors as to why. One, you're going to be dealt with by the secret ops, the sky watchers and skywalkers. And then two, the actual physical reality that we on the planet Earth are encased inside of a super translucent material they call the firmament. Some call it the dome, others call it the Orion's belt, and some people call it the Van Allen radiation belt. This is even deception in of itself. The clearer and more accurate words to use is force field or crystal or dome. The other things are not true. I don't need to go into detail as to why. You need to do your homework. But for us, elite who have had access to leave the planet, we know the truth. And for they who are still seeking the truth, you must clear your mind and utilize all your senses. And go back to the drawing boards. But I shouldn't say that. Get off the drawing boards and go out in the real world and experience the reality. You're not, when they take you to Alaska, they're going to put you on a plane. You're going to fly above you're going to ask to go to Antarctica. They're going to put you on a plane. They're going to give you all sorts of trouble. Then you're going to spend some money, and you have to go on certain dates, and you're going to be flown to Alaska or the North Pole, and you're going to spend some time there, maybe a couple days, a week, and then they're going to fly you back. You would have not gone to Antarctica. You need to have clear, hard physical evidence of this. It's just not going to happen. Not if you try to do it in public, by the face value. You're not even going to find airline companies that will even take you to Antarctica properly. You're going to be taken to not even areas of Antarctica. Why? Because Antarctica does not exist. Where Antarctica, the true Antarctica, is supposed to be, is a thing we call the firmament, bar none. End of story. We all need to face the fact that we have all been lied to, and the truth is really, really hidden in plain sight. Ladies and gentlemen, people of the world, creature, both young and old, large and small, you are truly in the matrix. This is the truth. Until I see you where I am already, open your eye